we're looking here at Jay Clayton. All right. He is trying to be head of the DNI. Let's look at Jay Clayton's history real quick. Dude, he just looks smarmy. So he was the chair of the SEC while Trump was in there, which means he's like probably crooked financial guy. And oh, look at this though. You see who he worked for, guys? You see who he fucking worked for? Of course! Every one of these motherfuckers, bro. Apollo Global Management. And who is Apollo Global Management? The Epstein guy, the king of the Epstein guys. The Epsteinest of the Epstein guys. The guy who gave Epstein $180 million, Leon Black, is the guy who founded Apollo Global Management. And so during the first term, Donald Trump makes him head of the Securities Exchange Commission, and then he resigned in 2020. And after he resigned, he went to work for one of the Epstein guys' company, Apollo Global Management. Crazy. And then, of course, why did he resign? By 2019, okay, the number of enforcement actions against insider trading had fallen to its lowest level since 1985. So this guy was shady, bro. This guy was like super fucking shady in his first term. Jesus. And he went right to the board. Oh my God, dude. Look at that shit, right? Look at this shit. After he worked for Trump, they created a position for him, guys. Look at this. He goes and works for the SEC. They stop like looking into insider trading. He creates a hubbub at the SEC. He resigns from the SEC. And then Apollo Global Management puts him as the lead independent director of their board. They created a position for him. Of course they did. Bro, what the hell? The decision occurred as the firm was implementing an overhaul of its governance following allegations that Leon Black had an extensive relationship with financier and child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my God. So he was at Global for 4 years, right up until he's now Trump wants this guy in charge of intelligence. Isn't that insane, guys? That's insane. Bro, it's like so corrupt, dude. We are so corrupt. Like the swampiest of the swamp, right? A Leon Black, right? Apollo Management groupie created a position for him. Now they want him in charge of national intelligence. All right, here we go. Here's the clip. It's brutal to watch. Trigger warning.
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
I'm not going to do this with you.
This is a job interview. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. Yes, you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
Like I said, I'm not going to get into that with you.
But you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Is anything that I just said not honest or forthright?
Yes, you're not being honest or forthright. Who won the 2020 election?
I think I've answered the question. We can keep doing this.
Well, we're going to keep doing it because you're not being honest and forthright.
I'm not going to engage in the theater.
It's a simple question, Mr. Clayton.
And I've answered.
Who won the 2020 presidential election?
I've answered it.
You're here asking for the support of senators to lead America's intelligence community. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with this committee and with the American public, but you refuse to answer a simple matter of fact about the 2020 election. Is that right?
No, that's not right.
Then answer the question. Who won the 2020 election?
I have answered the question.
Answer it. What is your answer?
I've given you my answer.
What is your answer? You refuse to answer a basic question about who won a presidential election
No,
but you asked to lead America's intelligence community? Isn't it humiliating to be unable to answer this question, to have to indulge the president's delusions? We know, you know, everybody in this room knows the truthful answer to that question. Why can you not give it?
I think I gave you the answer.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard...
Dude, isn't that fucking crazy? Like this guy is sitting in front of the Senate wanting to be confirmed as the director of national intelligence. And he says, oh, I don't want to go into the theater. But like, yo, you're making the theater. He's making the fucking theater right there by just not answering a simple question. But what I just couldn't get beyond, guys, with this is how this guy is like auditioning for Trump. He is basically showing Trump how he will behave when the FBI shows up at his door, or when the local law enforcement show up at his door because of a conspiracy case, or because of laws that Trump broke, or laws that he broke for Trump. He's auditioning to show Trump that I won't crack under questioning. You know, when the FBI comes for me after your tenure, after I do your bidding, I will just remain mute and I'll be the fall guy. Isn't that insane? That this is the world that we're living in, where you know, Trump is going to give some bullshit address with some bullshit like couple of pieces of paper that they're going to use to try and make some bullshit assertion like they did with Fauci and Obama and fucking Comey and, you know, Fani Willis and on and on and on and on, right? Right? Letitia James, they're just going to go on down the line of, you know, bullshit accusations where they throw one piece of, you know, one email out of context on the internet, and then Benny Johnson and 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗆 and Eric Doherty and Colin Rugg and every other right-wing page shill that's out there are going to then like take a script about what this one email means, and they're going to create some bullshit fake narrative that will then, this woman and everyone else at this fucking Trump rally that gets their news from OAN and Donald Trump's mouth and the Facebook group chat are going to take that as gospel. Right? This fucking egghead is going to be running around fully convinced that fully convinced that Donald Trump was right about everything. Wow. Like we are, you know, I mean, I don't believe in the Bible, but if I did believe in the Bible, I would be convinced that we are in the end times, guys. Okay? I would be convinced that we are in the end times. Absolutely convinced. People are acting like the gravitational pull of the moon or something has thwarted their brains. That is some crazy shit, boss. These guys, though, are so crooked. Like, how? See, this is the thing, though, that's starting to weigh on me, guys. This is really starting to weigh on me because the type of people that are getting power now are like, it's like, how are these people getting power? Like, how can somebody stand in front of the Senate and tell the whole Senate to fuck off, behave like this, lie, refuse to answer questions, play bullshit games, you know, basically telegraph that they're going to break the law and with impunity. And then, like, most of the senators are going to vote for this guy. Every Republican is going to vote to confirm this crooked, arrogant, like transparently unqualified and dangerous individual to an incredibly powerful job. Isn't that insane? Like, what happened to us? What happened to us? You know, what fucking happened to us, boss? Yo, political punk here. I know, it's killing me. Seriously, guys, if you like what we do around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn those noties on. And I wouldn't be anywhere without the members. So if you want to hit the join button, we really appreciate that too. Thank you so much, guys. It's getting crazy out there, and I'm just really glad to not be going through this alone. All right? All right, keep your chin up. Let's go, boss. All right, fuck you. Bye-bye.